to design your website brief, not the full website, but to get started and begin a process of making your new or your first website to promote your business and yourself. Exciting times ahead. Today we've got some goals to understand what makes a good website is good, right? We need to understand what even makes a good website, to understand what are the key parts of a website, to choose a template for the website that is right for you and your business, to complete, to a degree, the Webbooster Brief tool. This is a tool that you'll get to know today. This is a tool to inform our web development partner, who you will meet today in the session, to design the website according to your vision. You won't complete that process today, most likely, but you can then continue after the session, and you'll hear more about that soon. And of course, at the end of the workshop, we want to know what the next steps are and what time support you're going to get to complete this process and make your website live soon. The website in our mind is the front door of your business. If you were running a shop, this would be the outside of the shop, right? Like the website is where people come in, they see it for the first time, and they understand, hopefully, what your business is all about. If a shop window doesn't explain to you what is inside, will you even go in? Maybe not. When people look at it for the first time, they understand more about your business, but for you, it's also a nice place to put everything in a single place. So the idea is, if your business has a lot of important services and products, if you want to speak about yourself, your team, if you have one, as well as about the offering of the business, what it's all about. Maybe you want to tell them about your values, what really matters to you. Maybe you want to show the first reviews by your customers so that other people trust you as well. Maybe you want to include links to other sites where you have a presence as well. All of that you can put into this single place, right? So the website is a great place to put all of your information in a single place. So a good website, some of you mentioned a few things already. I'm sure some of this is featured on this slide as well. A good website builds trust in your brand, in your business in itself. So by being competent and professional with your website, you will make other people believe that you also can provide a quality product, a quality service, that they will be looked after as your client or customer or user, and that you know what you're doing. Right. So actually, it's a very important storefront and door, not only to the business, but really also it says a lot about you. It communicates your message. If you have a clear message, it has to be there. It informs your customers about your offering. It enables your customers to take action. This is really important. We'll come back to that. We want to make sure that your customers can actually engage with your business and can actually participate in different activities or actually consume from your business. So it could be that you want to show your events. It could be that you want to show your products, or that you want to show the services that you offer. But the customer should be able to make an order, to make an inquiry, to find out what in particular is on offer and also get it, right? So it's not just about hearing about it, it's also about the customer being able to take action on your website. And finally, they should enjoy it. It shouldn't be hard to navigate, it shouldn't be complicated. It should be a good user experience. Right now, you're here for a good reason. You're here because you want to get your website made. And some of you may know this already, but the exciting thing is we at Turn have this wonderful service, the Webbooster, where we have been creating websites for our community members who are close to starting a business or have already started a business. And we do so free of charge to the entrepreneurs, which is really exciting, but it is a professional job. We work with a professional website building partner, and you will hear more about him and from him in just a second. Webbooster is available to you because you're participating in a Turn program, and because you're getting ready to launch, or because you want to improve your business. It's really exciting to introduce you to Alex, who is the founder of Mendy. He is a Turn champion, and he is also a very multi-talented person. And Mendy is an agency that he will tell you more about. It has an interesting mission. It has interesting capabilities and services, one of which is to build websites. And we have partnered up with Alex now for the first time. So we are so happy to welcome you, Alex. I would love if you could unmute yourself and take over for a couple of minutes. Tell us more about yourself, Mendy, but also about how we will be building websites with the Web Booster.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, Alex.
Okay. My name is Alex. I'm happy to be here first time, and I will share my screen.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah. My company called Mendy, or Mendy Digital, and we provide limitless opportunities for talented people. And I founded this company April last year, almost together with Stern from the first steps. And it's a digital product studio or agency founded by a refugee to create digital tools for social good and help non-profit organizations in digital transformation. And finally, yesterday, thanks Lucas and Fred, I have a vision, mission, and values. A world where people with lived experience designed and created digital opportunities. And I'll show you some examples what you can do with different options, website builders. The simplest one is a link tree. You can use to connect together in one place all your social media links, which is this is example of my LGBTQ+ community. We have different chats, social media, etc., etc. Even a link for fundraising. This is the proper website building with code by developers, and you can do whatever you want, but it's kind of expensive, hard to build, and a lot of things to improve. And the main things for today, what we're going to do with today, I'll show you some templates. For example, I created these templates for example, for tech startup. You can even include YouTube videos or create a product website and forward to your page on Amazon or eBay, for example. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
The tool that we'll be using is Canva. It's a tool that you might know more so for creating social media posts, videos, flyers, etc. So actually, it's a really cool tool that you can learn more about for different purposes of creating content. But what's really interesting is they've added this ability to make a website using Canva. And as you can see, the editor is really simple. So not only is our objectives to build the website fast and make it really user-friendly and simple in the best sense, but also to make you able to edit it later. And at the end of the workshop, Alex may have some time to give you a short sneak peek of how easy it is to add content to a site. But already we wanted to let you know it's easy to use. There's lots of exciting templates, and we have even built custom templates on this Canva tool for you to choose from as a starting point as we go through the session today. Okay, so that's the tool we're going to be using. And we want to tell you just briefly about the process going forward. So in the session, you'll be starting to work on a document. It's a usual Turn template, which we've made just for this process. And the idea is to create a brief, a vision, a document of how you want your website to look, what content you want on your website, and what functions you want to have on your website. So if you want a chat functionality, then this should be featured here. If you want to write about the mission of your nonprofit, it should be featured here. If you want to add great photos, it should all be in this document. And I will show you this document in just a moment. Now, this will inform Alex and his team to create the website. And instead of just creating the website and then publishing it immediately, we will give you the opportunity to give feedback on the draft. This will be done inside Canva, so you will need a Canva account The website will be shared with you for comments, and then we can make, well, Alex and his team can make it better in the next round before it gets published. So you have a chance to give feedback and make it better. Then you will have to finalize the site. You will have to buy the actual website address. If you know google.com, that's a website address. If you know weareturn.org, that's a website address. You will need to have your branded website address, and that should be the only cost to you. That's not Turn charging you, but that is Canva, but it should be quite cheap, normally between 15 and 20 pounds for the first year, so that you have your professional website address. The website can be published without this, but it is not truly professional, so it's better to have it, and it will make sure your business is seen as fully professionally online. And you will also be invited to get training at this point, training to know how to edit your website and update it yourself. Although if you prefer to give that work to Alex and his team, you can potentially make an agreement with him after the website is live. But we want to teach you with Alex also how to do it yourself. And so you'll have the choice whether you want to do it alone or whether you want to do it with support going forward, okay? And then it's important to make the website not only standard professional, but actually fully legally compliant. There are a few steps to go through that don't have to do with Alex's work per se, to create a terms and conditions and privacy policy for the website, which can be integrated into your website. We have a different partner for that. He provides this support free of charge, pro bono. A very nice man called Thomas and his team from NetLawman, a partner organization, and they can help you draft your terms and conditions and privacy policy. That's not something we will cover today, but as you go through these steps after the workshop to complete your website, it's all about step by step, okay? So that whole process could take 3 to 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, you could have your website live, but you need to be on it. Because if you fill your template, if you're proactive in communicating with the Turn staff member who works with you on a regular basis, so for example, Lucas for the participants of Ideas into Action, Adele for the makers and creators, and Eli for the Food Power participants, then you can progress quickly, submit your brief in a final form to Alex quickly, and then Alex has time to make it. But because it takes time to make it, to send to you for feedback, make the improvements, and then publish it, right? So you need to be on the ball to score the goal, okay? So then you can be fast, like in 3 to 4 weeks, you can have your website. It can take longer if you don't have so much time. That's also okay. But yeah, just to manage expectations. So just before we go into our first breakout, that's going to happen very soon, and I think Lucas is probably already working in the background to match people up. I wanted to say it's really important that your website has a clear user experience. If people get frustrated with your website because it's not clear, there's too much information, it's not well expressed, it's not easy to navigate, then they get frustrated and they leave quickly. This is not because of, it's not about you, it's about a digital experience. I'm sure you've tried to shop somewhere online or visit a website, it didn't load, or they couldn't navigate, you couldn't navigate to where you wanted, you couldn't complete the purchase, and then you've left quickly, right? And you probably didn't come back because you don't have time. Time is precious, and the same is probably true for your customers. So you want to make sure your website is fully ready and fully functional. So you want to test it, you want to try it, you want to use it. And before you go all out, you want to make sure it's really a good user experience. You want to make sure also that your website can actually convert your audience, so the people who visit the website, into actual customers or clients or users, depending on if you are a commercial business or a social business. Let me just quickly ask to close the door here, please. 1 second. Just delivering the workshop from home here today, just making sure you don't have too much background noise. In terms of the links on your website that allow the audience to take action, to fill a survey, like Philomena mentioned, to chat with you, like Margaret mentioned, to shop with you, to book an event with you, to fill a volunteer form with you, to donate to your nonprofit. No matter what the action is you want people to take, it needs to be the website that transports that message and that gives a chance to the person to actually do it. not just look at things, do things. That's what the website should be all about. Okay. And then the next aspect is we want to make sure that the beautiful brands that you have been developing either on your own or with Turn support through another service called Brand Booster are actually fully reflected on the site. So it should have your logo, your brand name, it should have your colors, photos that are in line with your brand style guide, and it should look like your business, it should feel like your business, and it should be fully brand aligned. Okay, and that's what we're going to work on in the Web Booster brief, in this template that you will access in the breakouts with one person who is here to support you. You will be making sure that your brand is reflected, that you know what the audience should be able to do on your site, and that the text and information, the structure of the website is clear so that people have a good experience. Okay, so that's going to be the focus today. So if I can just skip ahead, user friendliness, user experience means that people need to be able to access it from a mobile phone as well. Alex will be your man for that because he will make sure it's ready for mobile phones as well. It should be easy to use, easy to find on Google, which is why your keywords, your search words will be really important, and you'll learn more about that in a moment. And like I said, people should have actual moments of engagement with you. So they should have buttons to click on, and they should have an ability to communicate with you and do something on the site. Okay. In terms of the tools that you can connect to a Canva site, so Magit and Philomena in particular, this goes back to your questions. You can integrate forms on Canva. You can integrate business chat. On Canva, we recommend linking to a WhatsApp for Business. So this is something we would like to do with you so that you can then communicate, say, from your mobile phone or from your computer with the customer in a tool that they're very used to, WhatsApp. You can then communicate with them like any other person on WhatsApp, but through your business account. So you will have to have a WhatsApp business account for that. In terms of forums, you can create surveys and integrate them on your site. This could be done through Google Forms, which is free of charge, or through Typeform, which also has a free version. And Margaret, if you don't mind posting your question on the chat, please, I would much appreciate that. I'll try and come to that in just a second. You then would have also your links to sites where you actually sell or where you actually provide your events. Imagine you're a food business entrepreneur and you have a presence on Just Eat, or on Deliveroo, or on Uber Eats, or you are featured on a catering service website, or you are actually present at a street food market where you can show your profile on the webpage of the street food market. Well, for all those things, you can link directly from your website to the sales site, right? So this is what you would be doing on Canva, right? Is linking to the third-party site. If you have an e-commerce business, you might have a presence on eBay, on our online marketplace Anker, like what you see here on the right-hand side, where you would have your products hosted on a third-party site. The good news about that is that you would be using the third-party capabilities to make your life easier as a business. So for example, they can bring customers to you, they can help you with the fulfillment, but you can use your website to communicate in a more intimate way with your customers, right? So it's about linking, say, for example, your eBay with your personalized website, or your Just Eat account with your personalized website. If you're an event business, it could be something like Eventbrite, where you can book tickets and connecting that back to your website. So it's really important to link these things up well between the site and those third-party tools. I'm just going to quickly check on Margaret's question. Margaret is asking a really exciting question about ChatGPT. So there's a lot of AI-based services. That is definitely a very advanced type of business integration, and could be quite costly, but could also be powerful in the right scenario. So it's probably not for a Canva site, But if you want to discuss that, Margit, maybe reach out to Alex and maybe you can have a conversation about it, because Alex is also learning a lot about, and Saman is answering here on the chat as well. But it's a good question. It's definitely an advanced feature. I don't know if you have any comments, Alex, briefly on this. We will be looking at this table. It's inside the wider template, the web brief template that you'll be working on in the first breakout, where you will be matched with either a Turn staff member, a Turn champion, so that's one of our trained alumni, or a Turn supporter, so a mentor or volunteer who are here to join you today. And the idea is that you will first go into this template, which you entrepreneurs, you will find in your Google Drive folder that you have already been using in your program, but inside a folder called website. Okay, so there's a new folder in there called website. In there, you will find your website brief tool. You'll get some help from the person working you with one-on-one in the breakout to make sure you can access this tool, and you'll be using it for discussion and for these exercises. So you'll be walking through the first activity page, and here you will be documenting for Alex and his team. What is the aim of your website? Which of the Canva templates that Turn provides, that Alex works with, do you want to choose as the starting point for your website? What domain name do you want to use? Something I wanted to show you briefly is a tool called GoDaddy, which is a very popular firm that offers domains. You won't have to, and you probably shouldn't buy your domain through GoDaddy, however much we like them, because you can buy your domain through Canva, seeing as that is the tool through which many of you will be managing your website if it is built in Canva. It is better to buy the domain through them, because then it's easier to manage everything in one place. However, with the tool that you'll find inside the brief, there's a link. You can check whether the domain name, the website address name that you have in mind, can actually be available and affordable. So the price you'll find on GoDaddy will be similar to what you find on Canva. If the domain is already taken, for example, when we started Turn, there was already a bicycle firm called Turn, and they already had an address we would have liked. So we went for weareturn.org. Okay, so you can be creative with your with your website address without losing your brand name, but you might have to add a few words that make sense to the visitor in order to get away with getting a cheap domain. If you're lucky and your brand name is so new that nobody else had anything similar, you'll probably get a great short domain for it that is just your brand name.co.uk or .com or .org. But you'll have to find out if that's still available. So you're going to want to use this tool. Which are the search words you want to use so that you can be found on Google? Normally, the Turn staff member who works with you in the program will have already linked your website Google Drive folder in the field that you see here. But if that isn't the case, then you can do that during the breakout. On the second page, I'll just skip ahead to this. You can already write down in the first breakout what kind of tools you want to connect to your Canva website, provided you want to go with Canva. We assume most of you will, but if somebody wants to go with Wix for some reason, then you can do it from a Wix perspective. And the idea here is you can list here what customer forms or surveys you want to have on your website, what kind of chat functionality you want to have on your website, and what kind of third-party tools you want to use in order to link to a shop, a donation site, an event booking site, maybe a food booking site, delivery site, etc. Yeah, depending on where you will sell, where you will collect donations, where you will make people order, you want to put those links in the third row in the second page of the template, okay? If you already have business social media, you can link them in this section here. You've got a section for Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. If there's another social media tool we have forgotten, you can replace one of them if you want. And you would be pasting the link to the social media profile for your business here so that Alex can later connect it to your website, okay? So that is the goal of the first breakout. We have 35 minutes. Lucas, how are we looking in terms of matching people up?
We're all ready to go.
What a
All ready
legend.
to go.
Thank you so much. So guys, we'll be going into 35-minute breakouts. There are some people going to work with you from Turn staff, one-on-one. Some of you will be working with a Turn champion, with an alumni, or a Turn supporter. Please take 2 or 3 minutes to introduce yourselves and then start working. Some of you already know the person you're working with, others not, but the focus is on filling out the first 2 pages of the template, which come just after the introduction page. Please don't forget, there are some links inside the template and some explanations like you see here on screen. So it should be relatively self-explaining what you have to do. But if you have a question, feel free to put your hand up in your breakout. There's a feature for that, and I can come into the breakout to help you. I'm not working one-on-one with anyone, so I can dive in and out if you have any questions. Okay, so enjoy the next 35 minutes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for waiting until now, but now it's time to get your hands dirty and working together. Enjoy. See you in 35 minutes. The next part will be about designing the site and including keeping the site aligned with your brand. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you might have created your brand, your logo, your colors, your font selection with Turn, or you might have done that yourself. Amazing. In either case, you will need those to complete your website. And I want to show you a few examples of what difference that makes. So, for example, our alumni, Mariam, who is a social entrepreneur, came up with this brand, Coffee with Kids. These are her brand colors and her font and her logo. And then she made her website really aligned with this brand and made sure that it is consistent when she uses the website to communicate with parents who want to make sure that children are happy and become happy through the services that Mariam provides, and who themselves want to be happy as her customers. And I think her brand really expresses that, and her website is very consistent with her brand. Another one is Wubinesh with Sanana Family. Again, here we can see the logo, the brand colors, and her website, which is about selling very special bread and muffins, is also really reflective of her brand. As you can see, the colors are reflected, the style, the brand guidelines that you get from Turn. They have more guidance than just the colors, the logo, and the font, which is the writing style. Yeah, so it's a digital writing style for your text, but also has guidance on what kind of photography you might use, what kind of mood you want to express through your brand. So make sure to use your brand booster in the next section of the template and in the next breakout to reflect that in your website design. Okay. In terms of what you're going to do next, what you see here on screen initially is a bit visually too much, but you'll get there quickly and you'll get a hang of it quickly. We have created a very easy to use design tool to actually write the text for your website, put the photos in for your website, and also to put buttons in to link to the things you want to link to with your site. You know, we discussed things like eBay shop or a Google form, Just Eat profile, Eventbrite. Maybe you have a beauty business and you want to have your services listed on Treatwell. So linking your buttons. There are blocks on the right-hand side. What you see here on screen is a filled out version of the tool starting on the page I was just showing you. But what Lucas has done, he selected the Turn Mockapod template, which is for a customized product business. And if you see what he's done, he's taking a screenshot of the homepage on the first slide in this design tool and has pasted it in the left section, just like it says in the instructions. Take a screenshot of your chosen template, not of the whole site, but just of the section you're describing on the right-hand side, and then actually put in the text. Now, the left-hand side is the finished version, but Lucas did it the right way. On the right-hand side, he wrote down the different bits of text that Alex then had to put into the actual website. He also put in there the screenshot, the actual photo used of the product, and he put it on the right-hand side as well. So it's the right-hand side that Alex will use to make the left-hand side look like your vision. Okay, so in this example, you already see the finished product on the left-hand side, but in your case, you would be taking a screenshot of the chosen template, put that on the left first, and then proceed on the right to add different blocks, different elements, different buttons, to customize the text, etc. Okay, so what's also interesting is when you're editing it on the right-hand side, you'll see we have actually provided you with a few extra blocks in case you need them. Here is Lucas's second page. That's the second part of his website. That's the About Us section. Okay, the first one was the home page, then comes the About Us section. Same idea. Screenshot on the left-hand side from the template, and on the right-hand side, describe the actual content and put in photos where necessary and buttons where necessary. Next up, Lucas made an extra page about the product and described it on the right-hand side. He has a product page. And again, he described the vision for the product page on the right, and Alex put it together on the left in the real website. Here is a continuation of the product page where people can see the pricing. And here is a review page where people can review the feedback from fans of the brand, fans of this business. This is an example business. We're not yet planning to sell coffee pots, but it's just an example we made for you guys. And these reviews are feedback from customers. So if you already have comments, for example, from a turn event, you can put your testimonials from customers here. Next, Lucas and Alex created this page where people can simply click and get their own. So this is where people order, and the button is very prominently positioned. And if you see this is one of the templates that Alex made. If you look at this template, you'll see how it all flows like a story. So the website is kind of like a storybook. And then finally, a contact us page. So the idea is left-hand side, screenshot from the template, right-hand side, describe it. The only difference for you is that it will look different on the left to the right, because of course you're only taking screenshots of the example, but it's the right-hand side that matters the most, okay? The left-hand side, the screenshots from your template, the chosen template, those are just there to help Alex be certain that that is the part of the template that you want to customize with your instructions on the right-hand side, okay? So each part of the website has its own slide, and that's what you're going to work on next. In the template, when it's blank, it looks like this. You can right-click on the pictures and go to a replace image, and then you can either upload them from the computer, so if you have them on your device, or you can even link with your Google Drive if you've saved your folder with photos there, or you have just uploaded photos into your Google Drive, then you can directly put them in from here, okay? So this is going to be important, but if you don't have your photos ready yet, that's okay. I would then focus on the text, the structure, the buttons, and add the photos after the workshop, okay? On the left-hand side, you can right-hand click on this placeholder to put the screenshots from the template here for this relevant section, but you can also just take a screenshot and paste it here if you know how to do that. If you have any problems with this template, you can put your hand up in your breakout room and I will try and come and assist you, okay? So enjoy the session.